Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Kevin and I are doing a discussion over Nature Incarnate, the newest Spirit Island expansion. This is the third overall expansion, as far as I'm aware, the last one. Because, dear God, nothing else can fit in this box. This is the like official broken token organizer for this game, and I think it just fits like everything in it. But yeah, the first expansion was this Branching Claw, which added a bunch of like these unique tokens. Then they added the Jagged Earth, which is not that rulebook. Yeah, the Jagged Earth, which I thought was going to be the last expansion. Then Nature Incarnate, which added basically more spirits and just overall more stuff. So really, kind of at the end of the day, if you love Spirit Island, get this expansion. Yeah. Because it's amazing. And every time I play this game, I'm reminded of how fucking good it is.
It is a good cooperative game.
Like, so I'm because you were not on any of my videos I did for Spirit Island. So Devin, what do you think of Spirit Island?
What do I think of Spirit Island? I fucking hate this game. And everyone Seth just shit his pants before the video. No.
And I'm not gonna let it go.
I'm gonna make this I'm making this an ordeal. No, this is a great game. Sorry to sidebar there. No, this is an amazing cooperative game. Probably one of the better that I've encountered. Looking back.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some other good ones that we've played, but this one's definitely...
I mean, not counting all, like, the campaign cooperative games.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
You're talking about, like, the isolated...
Yeah, like isolated standalone game.
Yeah.
This is, like, top tier. Like, you're stressed the whole time.
Right.
But it feels very gratifying when it works out, and all the characters are so unique.
God, yeah, they are.
They have enough mechanics going on to give everyone a nice, unique feel.
Yeah, like, this game came with 2, 4, 6, 8 new spirits. The artwork and the names for these spirits are just so cool. And every single one I play, even like, you know how some games have like their beginner spirits and you're kind of like, all right, they're lame, but they kind of teach the game, and then you want to do the complex ones. The beginner ones are just as fun to play as the super high complexity ones. It's just more about how involved you're going to have to figure out the spirit.
And damn, when they say complex, they get complex. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, like, I mean... Because not only do you have to take into consideration, because what's really cool, and not enough games do this, is they give you the complexity, which is like, okay, this one's very high, but it tells you the summary of their powers. So in this case, it's like, how offensive are they? How much control do they have? How much fear, defense, utility? All of that, like my big thing for the Earth Vigil, which I just picked because it was the dog, was moderate. Had decent offense, no control, decent fear, high defense, and high utility. And I felt that was the case. Like, it was like I felt my weaknesses while playing, but I also felt my strength. And, like, what you're saying about how this is one of the better cooperative games, not counting, like, the campaign games, because Sleeping Gods is cooperative, you know? This is my favorite cooperative game, because it completely removes, like, that kind of quarterback or like obvious correct answer. Like, everyone is like constantly being like, okay, what can you do? Here's the situation. They're gonna ravage in the mountains. Okay, I can do this with my powers. How can we synergize together? And not enough co-op games allow for that. It's like, yeah, we're working together, but I'm kind of doing my own thing and you're doing your thing. But here you're constantly trying to figure out how to work with every spirit that's in the game.
Yeah.
And that's why it's my favorite. It's not the easiest game to learn.
No, it is not. I mean, there's so few steps in the actual like execution of it. I mean, you handle a lot of it, but I'm just like a little paralyzed.
Right.
Looking at like, okay, so I've got my slow stuff, and then I've got my fast stuff. I can only play this many cards, and like, okay, do I have the presence for this? Okay, do I have a sacred site, which is specifically what I need?
Right.
There's a lot of things, a lot of boxes to check.
There are, yes. Because even like, And they don't make it super easy, unfortunately, because with every expansion, they just basically added another rulebook, which instead of making like one comprehensive rulebook, you need all three. And I mean, the Branch and Claw one you actually don't need because that is thrown into the Jagged Earth one. But to learn the game, you need the base game rulebook. Okay, then, but to play with the Nature Incarnate, you need the Jagged Earth stuff. So it's like, whenever I was relearning this game, it's like I remember kind of like the broad beats of it, but the very like particular details are just completely lost. And I really wish with this latest expansion they just made one rule book, because I hate having to be like, oh wait, so what's that rule? Oh shit, is that in the base game? Nope, that wasn't a base game thing. Was that in Jagged Earth? Nope, it's actually a new thing. Like whenever I was talking about the destroyed presence, which is what your thing was big on, that's new to like the new stuff.
Okay.
I mean, it does. It is color coded, so it could have just been a lot worse, where it's impossible to find. So it is like new concepts. That's red. So
okay.
It is relatively easy to find once you narrow down which rule book it is. But it is kind of daunting, like, when you have all this stuff, and it's like, I've been holding on to this expansion for a while because I just didn't want to set the game up. Because I was, like, overwhelmed, and I was like, you know what? No, we're going to play it, finally get down to it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this game isn't actually that bad to set up.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, see, I remember playing it before you had any of the expansions, any of the bigger ones, because quite a bit has been added now. I know, like, all this, was this the third expansion then?
Yes.
So we had the disease, the wilderness, like the creatures.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Branch and Claw, where it added, like, the beast tokens.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff kind of just really focused on that. I'm trying to pull this out because I don't want to break it.
I'm sure there's a bunch of new, major powers and minor powers added each time.
Yeah, the new stuff that Nature Incarnate brought were new tokens that were hyper-specific to spirits.
Ah, okay.
So luckily, this expansion was basically just more stuff. With very new concepts. A few erratas here and there. They removed some powers and events that were kind of more busted than they intended. So they honed it in a little bit, but was just kind of like, hey, here's more spirits, here's new fears and events, and this game has so much replayability. Like, because for this particular game, like, I added in the new Habsburg.
I should have mentioned that too. Yeah.
Yeah, the adversaries. They have, well, not only do they have the adversaries that you can add, god damn it, just fucking They have, and this was in the base game, so they've added more, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 adversaries.
Okay, nice.
All that go up to level 6. And we just did the base one. So you could pick, in this case, we did the mining expedition, which basically meant if there was ever 8 or more invaders in a location we just lost, called the Land Stripped Bear, which, funny enough, I completely forgot that was a rule, and we had 5 there. But then their escalation was mining tunnels. After we advance them, they explore some more through mining tunnels. But all these abilities are cumulative, so if you want to do a level 6 difficulty, all of these are in effect.
Fuck me, man.
So that's another way to play. They have scenarios that you can play that just, and what's really cool about these scenarios is it tells you, what to what it recommends, and then, hey, this is notably harder if you have a particular, like this one is for groups of spirits that want the same power cards due to overlapping elements. So this scenario is harder for that reason. Surges of colonization. This scenario is somewhat harder for spirits with consistent effects that help with either ravages every turn or builds every turn. So not only does it have scenarios to add variety that you can just throw one scenario, you can actually combine adversaries. So their abilities are stacked on top of their fear decks and stuff. Yeah, so there's that. Then there's the different spirits, and each spirit comes with, and this actually came with the Nature Incarnate expansion as well, different aspects. So These new spirits don't have aspect cards because they're, I guess, the newest. But, like, if you wanted to play an older spirit that you kind of were like, it's a little, it's a little stale, then you can play with an aspect that kind of gives you a new, unique way to play the game.
Okay,
or play that spirit.
And would that just, like, cover up your special rules? Change your special rules?
I'm not 100% certain exactly. I think it just, replaces special rule Earth's Vitality. So setup replace Year of with Voracious Growth. So it kind of just gives them a different, unique
or
way to
updates
play.
them to play with the new expansion material better?
Yeah, updates them, gives them, like, different unique power cards.
Okay.
So that came with the Nature Incarnate expansion as well, but I mean,
no dice.
There's not a single thing about dice. This is purely you have almost perfect information by being able to see where they're going to ravage, where they're going to build. You just don't know where they're exploring. They obviously changed that by adding in new events. These events are new.
Yeah, I like how they benefit your enemy, but then also might benefit you as well.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit of extra give and take.
Yes.
Just to keep you on edge.
Yeah, it's like because they even say in the rulebook like the invaders were just too predictable that you could probably math out the whole game. So they threw in events that, like you said, benefit them, but then now disease the location and the Daehan do something. So I do enjoy the events on top of this. So events can help you if you generate a bunch of fear, and I've just always loved that fear concept. Like this game is so incredibly thematic.
Yeah. I like how it widens our victory conditions. Well, I mean, obviously there's several ways for us to lose at the beginning because you have to have that in cooperative. But I like that it has a gradually improving system for our victory condition. So it's like, to win crazy early, you have to meet an obscene. The board has to be wiped clean, which is impossible. But I assume it might be possible with some perfect combination,
right? Yeah.
But like as you increase the fear, it becomes easier and easier to win. Like, okay, now you just have to wipe all their towns. Now you just have to wipe all of their cities.
Yeah, and that also makes thematic sense. As fear is more and more rampant, and our presence is more shown, they're like, yeah, fuck this place.
This guy's
like, I don't know what this island is, but the sun is burning our villages and children alive.
Oh, God!
Like, they're like, oh, good, a cloudy day. Cloud moves and just blinding sun, and then everyone's blinded. My Daehan are running in and just. I mean, because there's like, and that enhances this game because it's like, not only are like the powers that we're using thematic, how we're working together can be thematic. Like, a good example I've always done with the beginning spirits is like, one, it's like shadows that flicker like flame, cause a lot of fear and push, like you move the invaders around. And there's a river spirit that's like, hey, if they're in a wetlands, they drown. And it's like, yeah, thematically, it's like in the jungle, the shadows are like maneuvering, so it causes them to run out, and then they get swallowed up by the river spirits. Like, that's fucking horrifying. If you imagine just being like at the mountains, like, hey guys, no, we're over here. Why are they running into the? Oh my god! Because the game we just played, I was the Earth Vigil, and it's also cool because they have obviously flavor text in the back, but. It also mentions playstyle. So very good at protecting Daehan, and its lands not so great at stopping Blight, which was true. Like, I was like, there were multiple times where it's like, hey, my Daehan are going to kill them, but the land's going to get blighted. In keeping with its nature, largely brings Daehan to its presence. Getting Daehan elsewhere may require a bit of forethought with which was also true. I had a lot of ways to generate Daehan, but I'm like, I need to move them out, and I can't really do that. But my presence wasn't destroyed when Blight was brought in, and the Daehan had 4 extra health.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting. It's like 6 health? Okay.
Yeah, which synergizes well. Like, so if you're there, and with my oppressively offensive spirit...
Yeah, what were your stats? Like, Just,
Just all offense. Little, like, decent fear, decent utility, but no control, no defense.
Yeah, it'd be really funny if it just said NA for the other stuff.
Just don't even bother. You're here to. You are a beam of ultraviolet light. But yes, I was just essentially, I was a magnifying glass, just beaming, and Daehan and invaders alike just wilted to my presence. But with your presence and mine, I just scorched this area. You're like, this place is safe, and I'll protect it.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, I was like, are you going to kill Daehan? You're like, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pull him to me.
Let's go over.
You know what? How about just come over here? Guys, come on. Like, the dog is like, come here. Come on, Daehan. Come here.
They're like, looking at you as like a giant beam of radiance.
I'm like, oh, thank you. And it's really cool with this game because you find... Like, whenever you were talking about how you dealt damage to Daehan, and I was like, oh man, maybe we're going to be kind of at odds this game. But it ended up being completely, like, synergistic, which is how you find with this game. It's just... Oh, what happened? There we go. It's just breaking because I don't glue my shit together because I don't want to glue any of that. So let's take a look at some of the other characters. We'll just read a little bit about them. I'm not gonna. So we have the Wandering Voice, Keen's Delirium. Very positional, has a high mobile Incarna, and that's new to the expansion, which is like Incarnation, which is kind of a specific one token.
Okay.
That it kind of... How do they describe it? Incarnation was...
So they not work off presence?
So, yeah, it says, while most spirits have or can manifest physical forms, these are most often transient, existing only for as long as it's convenient for the spirit, or embodiments of nature, a physical feature of the land such as a river, mountain, or leaf. So, an incarnate is a unique form of presence with other abilities specific to the spirit. So, it's kind of like the same. It counts as presence and stuff like that, but it also doesn't count as presence. It's kind of one of those... hey, specific abilities are gonna reference your Incarna.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has a high mobile Incarna, particularly with lots of air symbols that adds strife and chases explorers and towns around as it roams the island. Strife basically is a token that prevents them from dealing damage. So you cause like inner turmoil.
Okay.
Has a harder time setting up Daehan counterattacks, but can use mind-shattering song to more directly harm invaders with Strife and earn a fair bit of fear in the process. So, yeah, which is like, that's the artwork for them. Towering Roots of the Jungle. Incredibly good at protecting everything at its, and this is another one that has very specific tokens. You can draw invaders towards there, but it is constrained in when and where it can move those tokens. Has some ability to remove invaders, but starts off vastly better at guarding the land than at smashing things. Oh my god, yeah, that defense. Look how high that defense is. Breath of Darkness down your spine. Has an insanely high fear. Abducts lone invaders to gain fear and keeps them off the board for a time. Oh yeah, this has its own sideboard.
Oh, nice.
Its mobile Incarna is particularly useful for this. Reclaiming permits the invaders to escape its void en masse, so it can be quite painful. Has trouble with built-up lands and may need to scatter invaders or take a major power to deal with them. The Embered-Eyed Behemoth. Slowly but consistently stomps its Arcana around the island, smashing invaders. Daehan can keep clear unless it really gets going. Benefits from spread out sacred sites, both for targeting powers and for moving its Incarna long distances. Adding presence at its Incarna can make it easier to get presence into new lands, particularly non-jungles.
Nice.
Wounded, this one might be my favorite art.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
The Wounded Waters Bleeding.
Jesus.
Starts off wounded, losing a presence or power card every turn. Heals over the course of the game, finding a new nature, while some choices may be a touch better or worse due to adversary power card picks, teammates, etc. Most combinations are viable in most games. Benefits from careful presence placements, both due to losing presence and because some of its unique powers may target from lands with blight. And what's interesting, yeah, that's fucking wild. And this is a high difficulty. The only, this last one, the Dances of Earthquakes, is the only very high one this expansion brought. Very much about tempo and timing. Can play high-cost powers extremely easily, but they won't take effect until later in the game. Faces a constant tension between solving problems now and carefully planning ahead for big turns in the future. Neglecting either one can be disastrous. Despite starting with 6 unique powers, benefits greatly from gaining more.
Nice.
And yeah, like you said, whenever they mention high complexity, they really mean it.
Yeah.
Like there's one in here. I think it's kind of like just a build your own spirit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
that one came in the Jagged Earth expansion.
I know. I remember the one very high that I played. I don't feel like I did very good with it. It was one of those fear-based ones, the Darkness
I
guys.
think it's this one. Fractured Days Split the Sky. Its complexity is very high. Look at its utility.
Oh God!
It's just that's insane. Or is it? Yeah, Starlight Seeks Its Form. That's its increase for.
What?
So
it's a busy ass board over there.
Right. So you eventually just choose, and then like how your growth abilities want to go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're building up from the ground.
Cool.
So that's just 2, and those aren't even from this. Like, there we go.
Yeah, super cool game.
I love this game. I do wish that there was a more concise version or way to kind of play it. But what's also interesting is in this expansion, it was either this one or the other one, one thing that I always felt was weird was you have your 6 unique power cards, right? And that's kind of like, obviously, specifically to your spirit. But I always felt it was weird that whenever you took more minor powers or major powers, you would have abilities from just other spirits. Like, oh, I can do lightning abilities if I just get a major power that says I can. They actually thematically talk about that in one of the expansions, and it kind of fixed my way of thinking about that, which was very neat. And I'll see if I can find it real quick, because if you're like me and you're like, well, why does my Hearth Vigil spirit being able to do shadow powers? You know, because it's like I should just be more hyper-focused on that. And they mention right here in one of these 56 rulebooks
Right here.
that I'm not going to be able to find now because it's probably just like in the base game that I just never read.
Just fast forward this part.
Yeah. Where is it?
Where is it?
Well, I can't find it now, which bums me out because I definitely wanted to talk about it because it helped me. That's play options, combining 2 adversaries. They also have different island layouts.
Cool.
Oh, here it is. Post-play option. So this has nothing to do with actual gameplay, but it says renaming your spirits. A spirit's power cards don't simply define what a spirit can do, they also define what a spirit is. If River Surges and Sunlight gains multiple minor powers with fire, say Purifying Flame, plus the major power Blazing Renewal, it's no longer entirely a spirit of water and sunlight. Its nature has shifted to encompass the energy and renewal of fire, along with some of fire's destruction. Most spirits undergo significant transformation over the course of the game, and it's possible that the Dahan might call them by different names in the aftermath of the conflict. You might enjoy imagining their new name, looking at how their power cards have changed, and recalling what their spirit did during the game. In the example above, one might come up with River Shines with Renewing Fire, or Torrent of Life's Flame.
Oh, neat.
And I'm like, that is a really cool way to make it thematic to like what these names are based off what the Dahan or the locals are calling it, and as you form and change, this is what they call you now. I thought that was really cool to read, and it helped me thematically make up, like, okay, this is what I started, but as push comes to shove, we changed to this new name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything about Spirit Island that you don't like?
That I don't like? well, how it like protects nature, how nature has a voice. I mean, when we should be wiping it from
That's
Earth
true.
and claiming it as our own. Imperialism.
My ancestors were invaders, so I really feel like
I'm being very triggered right
There's
now.
probably some real life person who's like that too. I hate Spirit Island because it shits on my ancestors. It's like, wow, okay.
No, man, this game is pretty great. Like, even, I mean, sure, losing sucks, but I don't know. This game balances out really well. Even with, like, all these additions, it still feels really balanced.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really cool game. And it's like, we always play on, like, a lower tier. We never take, we don't take on, like, a level 6 bullshit. Mm-mm. But each time I've been, like, kind of stressed. This was probably the easiest game of this that we played. The way this kind of came. Like,
it did, yeah.
Came together.
It did kind of happen to really, like, work out with both of ours. I've never seen a Spirit go off of, like, ramping up Daeon, and it's like, actually, the natives are really going to be doing the defending here. Mm-hmm. But even then, like, it felt still like a good challenge. I wasn't sitting here going, okay, we need the very perfect draw for us to win this. But it also didn't feel like we were like, okay, come on. Like, why even bother invaders? You know, it just felt like a good, like, I felt satisfied winning. Yeah,
if I felt like we slept even like a single turn, they would have blossomed up and been a huge
ordeal. Exactly, yeah. Because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, we need to destroy the town. Shit, can we not destroy that one town left? And then, I mean, we honestly had one blight left, and if we had flipped it, the blight corrodes the spirit, so each invader phase on each board destroy a presence in the land with blight. And then we would have added 8 blight onto here. Any blight removed from the board returns here. If there is no blight, we lose. So there are some healthy island cards that whenever you flip it, it just says you lose. But in this case, we would have started getting presence destroyed in locations with blight. That's another way to play the game. You don't even have to play with the healthy island cards.
Oh.
You can just play with...
I didn't realize that was a new thing.
That came in, I think, one of the newest expansions. Well, no, they had them in the base game, but you could just play with what's printed on the board and just have 10 blight here.
Okay, so it's 10 blight.
5 blight per player.
Okay.
So,
wow.
But then once all that's gone, then you just lose.
Yeah, they've really done an awesome job just, like, really deepening the mechanics already in the game.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Every expansion they added was, like... They did add new stuff to it, but yeah, I guess on a replay, I'm sitting here like, no, it still feels like Spirit Island. Yeah, there's new mechanisms or new symbols you have to kind of learn, but it's not like this whole ordeal to throw them all in. Like, once you play the base game, you can play with all expansions and just know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it still all somehow slightly fits into the box, but it is tapped now.
It is max.
Yeah. All right. Well, on the scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving Spirit Island in Nature Incarnate?
It's pretty great. I want to give it... Man, it might just be a 10.
Yeah,
it's great,
right?
Man. I'm like, when it comes to cooperative, you can't get much better than that. And
yeah.
Yeah,
I 100% agree. This game is still a 10 for me. Like, it's just, it's so good. Like, it hits that cooperative nature of just, like, I think it's just my favorite thing about it is how the slow and fast power thing is so unique, being like, and how many cards you can play. So you just have so much decision making, and then your decision is impacted by what your teammates can do. That it's like, okay, can you do this? Can you do this? Oh, okay, so you can actually make my ability fast now. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. I think honestly we won because we got that major power card.
That's what I was carrying. Because this thing was just fucking disgusting.
And for the record, that is new. That is from I specifically put all the new major and minor powers on top, so we dealt with them.
That's cool. Yeah, because this was pretty grotesque, and just the fact that the sun generates energy so rapidly,
which makes sense,
which worked great for this card.
God, yeah, it was like what? Oh, turn 2 cards into fast and then deal 3 damage.
Yeah, so you play an additional card by paying its cost.
Yeah,
2 of your powers become fast and slap 3 damage on one of your lands, and we both get to do this. Or if there are more spirits, everyone could do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, wait.
No,
another spirit.
To target another spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was if you happen to have all those symbols?
If you have 3 sun, 3 fire, 3 darkness, and 2 water. In
4 darkness. Is that a 3?
4 darkness. Yeah, 4 darkness.
Oh, okay.
In any 4 lands on the island, skip 1 invader action and generate 5 fear.
God, that is just nasty.
Exaltation of the incandescent sky.
Yeah, now I have no idea how you're getting all those symbols, but...
Let's see here. Well, this card gives you 1 of each.
Okay.
So you've got a start. So if you're already kind of like a darkness
You
spirit,
were really close with the sun and the fire, but you had no way to generate the air.
or the water is kind of where I struggled.
Yeah.
Oh, is purple? Is that
Purple's
air?
air.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's air. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's air. But yeah, like honestly, I think that card was just how we managed to avoid a lot of ravages and stuff like that. Like
Just going fast is great because like half the time their more powerful abilities are gonna go slow.
Yeah.
And that's after they've already fucking ravaged and built.
Exactly, and then you're like, yeah, you're playing kind of cleanup. Yeah, there's a spirit. It's from the base game that its innate powers can turn other players' abilities fast.
Nice.
It's so fucking good. This game is so good. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for both of us.
Good time.
That's it, everyone. That's all I got. Let us know what you think of Nature Incarnate in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.